Yo, first of all, I want to thank y'all for liking, commenting, subscribing. We're going to go ahead and just cut right into it. All right, so you got a few CPNs and you want to know what to do with it. You already done learned how to add trades. You already done learned how to add your own trades. You already got your public record strong. Now you're ready to go ahead and hit the bank and go ahead and get some money. I'm going to tell you guys the 5 best places to go and get loans for hard money lending. And then I'm also going to tell you the best places where you could go and stack your CPNs so that you can do a drastic play. All right. Okay, so the first one we're going to cover is the best loans for your CP. Which loan companies are CP friendly, how to apply for a loan, and going from there. All right, so the best companies that I recommend you apply for with a CPN off the rip will probably be One Main Financial. With One Main Financial, you could go ahead and go right through their pre-approval tool. It's going to run your CP. They don't verify with the with the SSM administration. All you got to do is make sure you got a bank account, and you could play it one or two ways. One, depending on some offices, you could push in with made-up bank statements, made-up documents, and go ahead and do the application that way. Utility bill, bank statements, things like that. Very simple. Or you can skip all of that and have them log right into your bank account through Plaid. I always recommend you do that because just because they're logging in through Plaid doesn't make it any. A lot of people like to get away from it. They're like, oh, all right, they're using Plaid, I can't use this. You guys can finesse Plaid. You guys can finesse your own bank statements just by going ahead and running money through it. So for instance, say you got a little 5K and you put that in your bank account. By you simply just putting that money in your bank account, taking it out, that's going to show that your bank account has history. Now, the way you want to go about it is completely up to you. You guys can set up ADP and have that money get sent like as a pay stub and let that money hit your account. You guys can, well, that's really the best way. You guys can set up a website and then have the payments from that website. Just go ahead and filter the money through there. Whether you're using CCs, whether you're using your own CCs, but you're buying stuff off of your website, it's going to pay you direct deposit to that account on file. Very, very simple. Most of the time, they ask for a few documents depending on which credit processor you're using, which obviously it's not an issue. Supply the documents, let the payments keep going through, and then boom. So you done. It's basic washing money, technically, but you're using it to not only wash the money, but you're using it to show that you have bank history, so that you have payment history, right? Because these are made up people. Who's paying these people? Who's paying these made up services? All right, so that's one. The next one is, okay, so you went through One Main. The next one will be Prosper. All right, Prosper is very similar. They do up to 20,000. Typically get about 10,000 out of Prosper. Same thing, just let them log into Plaid. Once you guys lock down getting money sent to your bank account through bank statements and through direct deposits, through any of those, once you get that down, all of these companies open up, especially once we start talking about the fintech companies, things like basically, yeah, it's basically the same thing. Like, there's a lot of fintech companies that'll give you money just off of your Plaid. How many times are you getting paid? They're able to look at that, and so you guys can sit and try to make fake bank statements and all this other stuff, or you can put in that extra month and have the payments filtered through. A lot of people can't remain dedicated enough to see it through, but once you get 2-3 payments, either from ADP or from the website, your website's the best bet. But once you get them payments coming in, it says direct deposit, you're unstoppable. You understand? You're getting $5,000, $10,000 direct deposits. Who's going to tell you no? What dealership is going to tell you no? What housing is going to tell you no? What loan is going to tell you no? You guys can really just manipulate it by just creating a website. Pure and simple. You don't really need to do too much. Create a website, buy stuff off of your website, have the money go to your CPN's bank account. Simple. It says direct deposit. It's very, very, very simple. All right. So One Main, Prosper, Upstart. Upstart is the same way. A lot of these are going to be the same. Just let them log into your Plaid and just keep going. All right. So right there, I'm going to leave the video here. This is a very simple video. It didn't take too long. Here's the key takeaways from this video. I'm sorry, I was distracting myself counting some money. Now, here's the key takeaways from this video. 1, Opportune, One Main Financial, Upstart, Prosper. All right, those are the companies you want to attack because they're going to allow you to pre-qualify for the loan, let you know what your standing is. Next, have the money go into not even into a personal bank account. Have the money go into your bank account. You understand? From your website. Build a website. Doesn't take a lot of time. If you need help building websites, if you want websites built back to back for each of your files, man, just reach out to me. It's very simple. It doesn't take too much time at all. Payment processes, everything, and get those payments going. Now, Prosper, Upstart, One Main Financial, all of those, boom, they're checking your Plaid. You've been feeding your Plaid for months with money from your website. The money goes into your bank account. You attach the bank account to Plaid, and then it's just very, very simple. They're going to deposit the money into that bank account. You go ahead and wipe down. Now, how did you want to wipe down? That's completely on you. But what I would recommend is, okay, One Main gives out 10,000. I just wiped down 10,000. So One Main gives out 10,000. That money, at least a percentage of it, needs to be going back into that bank account, back into other bank accounts, back into other CPNs. If you have other CPs, all of them need to be getting paid out. Now, it's very simple. You guys can set up an ADP, which is what I typically recommend. It's not hard. It's very simple. But you set up an ADP. Once you set up ADP, then you go ahead and have them pay all of your CPs every month, one time. Everybody's on salary. Very, very, very simple. The money's not going nowhere. The money's coming back into your pocket. But now your CPs are able to leverage those paychecks. All right. Listen, if you guys want to know more hacks, more secrets, more techniques to go ahead and finessing these institutions, make sure you join my Telegram group. Join the monthly group also, where you're getting tons and tons of hints, tips, and tricks. But then we're also putting you on many different ways to make money, whether it's illegal or it's legal. We're just sitting here running up the money. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and we're going to keep getting to this money all year.